Hey, what is up, guys? It's your boy Michelangelo here, bringing you another video. Forgive my face, I've literally just woken up. But you've read the title. We got some really awesome stuff here. We got a Marvel's Avengers Spider-Man exclusive hands-on preview from IGN. And it says here in the description, IGN got a chance to play 2 hours with Spider-Man in Marvel's Avengers. And here is basically their thoughts on the character. After that cinematic trailer, one thing I've been really curious about is what Spider-Man's gameplay is going to be like, especially in regards to his traversal, like the web swinging and everything. I really don't know if they're gonna like limit him in the sense of you have to, have a light post nearby to swing from, or a couple of buildings, because I'm curious, like, if you're in a open map area, would you be unable to swing and everything like that, or are they gonna like create an invisible like sky and everything like for him to swing from and all that kind of stuff. I'd honestly go with the invisible sky route and everything, that way you don't have to limit Spider-Man in regards to like how his traversal is, but we're gonna find out here hopefully and everything. And also we got confirmation of who the voice actor is. It's Sean Chiplock. You guys may know him from Persona 5. He plays Mishima, which is a game I really need to get back on. I've been procrastinating with that one. And also another one of my favorite games, Mortal Kombat 11. He plays Noob Saibot, which is crazy. I absolutely had no idea, because Noob Saibot speaks with like a really, I will finish you, that kind of type of voice, so it's really difficult, to to tell that it's Sean Chiplock and everything. But I'm really interested to see what his performance as Spidey is going to be in this particular game, and what breath of fresh air he's going to bring, to his portrayal of the character and everything like that. But overall, I know a lot of people really have their gripes with Marvel's Avengers. I also do, and everything like that. Like, over time, like for me, my problem with the game is like it just gets super repetitive, and after a while it gets boring. Like the two characters I've really been waiting for to pull me back into the game were Black Panther. They really absolutely killed it with the War for Wakanda DLC, with Christopher Judge, playing T'Challa and everything, and the story there was it was pretty okay, against Claw and everything as the boss. Still, a couple of bugs here and there and everything, and I'm guessing the same case might happen with Spidey, but hopefully not. But overall, Black Panther and Spider-Man are the two characters that I've been really looking forward to pull me back into the game, because after a while it just gets super repetitive, and then I just decided to put it down. But be that as it may, I'm really excited to check this out with you guys, so I've talked enough. Without any further ado, let's jump right in. Alright, 3, 2, 1, go. There he is, and he's wearing the classic suit.
Finally, on November 30th, Spider-Man is swinging his way into Marvel's Avengers.
There we go.
If you're playing on
Gameplay.
PlayStation, that is.
Ooh,
I recently got the chance to spend 2 hours hands-on with Crystal Dynamics' latest addition to the roster and see everything the web slinger has to offer. I came away looking forward to using his abilities more, but a little worried about what it is I'll actually be doing with them.
Okay. Break it down for me, Simon.
A quick note here before we get going that all the footage you're seeing here has been provided by the developers and not captured by us, so may not illustrate exactly what I'm going to be describing here. Peter Parker's introduction to Avengers is slightly different to previous DLC characters. Called a hero event instead of an operation, Spidey doesn't have any of his own story missions, but instead feels more akin to a character joining a hero shooter roster. As with every other Avenger, Spider-Man comes complete with his own unique moveset and slots right into the frantic action.
Nice takedown.
With a combat style largely centered on quick evades, perfect dodges and quick-fire melee attacks, he plays somewhat similar to a more nimble Black Panther. While a lot of his strikes are your standard punches and kicks, every now and then a more Spidey-like contextual animation will trigger, which feels entirely in keeping with the character. As with any of the Avengers, he also has 3 heroic abilities. Web Bomb causes area of effect damage and is naturally useful for crowd control, but also inflicts the new webbed status effect onto enemies. Once that status effect bar is full, a webbed enemy becomes incapacitated and much easier to take down. The spider drone is a patrolling AI companion that fires webs at any foe that wanders into its radius. You can choose whether to instruct it to roam a specific area of the fight, or set it to follow mode, offering some welcome flexibility on the battlefield. Lastly is Spider-Man's ultimate ability, the Wrecking Ball, effectively a giant ball of webs that smashes down onto the ground to damage anyone near it. It works in a similar fashion to Thor's Bifrost ability. Spider-Man feels great in combat, which is not entirely surprising. Hero design has never been Marvel's Avengers problem. The same, sadly, can't quite be said for how it feels to play as Spider-Man outside of a fight though. In this preview build, I got to swing around the eastern seaboard region, which is the closest we're going to get to Peter's native Queens.
Is it just
a very high bar has been set by Insomniac when it comes to the fluid motion of Spider, but even allowing some headroom, Avengers falls quite some distance short of it. Opting for the swing off of anything method, Spider-Man effectively swings from a glass ceiling in the air. In fairness to Crystal Dynamics, this is the only real option, with the majority of Avengers locations being rural, such as deserts and snowy tundra. The developer also doesn't have the luxury of being able to design a whole city around the Spider-Man mechanics like Insomniac has. Despite this, some of the magic is there, especially for the first swing or two after each launch into the air. But that magic often swiftly and unceremoniously evaporates as Parker smacks his face into that aforementioned glass ceiling, and all sense of momentum is lost. The lack of true swinging freedom is noticeable, and while maybe it's unfair to compare it with the Insomniac version, it's honestly questionable whether the swinging here feels any better than Spider-Man 2 did on the PlayStation 2. All illusions are broken once you attempt to swing moderately high into the air and hit that invisible barrier, something that also affects wall running, which just stops you ascending somewhere past the 15th story like an out-of-service elevator.
So
Stay low and you
you
can build
go,
up
you
some
just
decent
smack into
momentum,
the
but
sky
show
wall?
much ambition and you'll be met with some pretty restrictive forces. Describing Spidey's arrival as a hero event instead of an operation is basically code for don't expect any story missions, and that's exactly what you're getting. Apart from a short cutscene introducing Spider-Man to the rest of the team, the rest of what I saw of Peter's plotline about a suspicious chemical company was told through audio files, mainly emails and text messages read aloud, obtained once certain objectives were completed. These objectives are all standard Avengers fare that long-term players will be familiar with, such as perform 25 power attacks or play any 2 missions. Apart from a harm room tutorial, there's no new mission content here. The lack of content is definitely frustrating, and those expecting a new set of Spider-Man story missions to play will be left disappointed. One thing that Spider-Man doesn't lack, however, is outfits. Crystal Dynamics' latest addition to their Marvel Cinematic Universe comes with around 40 suits. There's every colour under the sun imaginable, as well as some fan favourites from the comics such as the Spider Noir suit. It's clear that a great deal of care has been taken in curating and designing these outfits.
Like I said,
so it's a shame that the same attention doesn't seem to have been paid elsewhere regarding new missions or Spidey's traversal. Spider-Man has been a long time coming to Marvel's Avengers, and while it does remain to be seen whether the wait has been worth it, for the moment, his addition feels more like a promise fulfilled through gritted teeth rather than one delivered with a smile. For more Spider-Man in Avengers, why not check out the latest trailer, and for everything else, stick with IGN.
Alright. Okay. Man, that's pretty, I mean, okay. I'm still excited to check out the War Table on November 29th, so we get a chance to see more and everything. Because, like you said, this is like footage that was provided by the developer themselves. It's not nothing they captured or anything like that. But yeah, I was kind of hoping that with this particular addition to Spider-Man, we'd also get like an expansion as well for Peter Parker's story, and something like that. Like, imagine a situation where like you have to fight Green Goblin as a villain, like a company like Spider-Man's like Rogues Gallery accompanies his DLC pack, or his DLC expansion rather, like Sandman, the Lizard, Electro, anyone, Venom, that would be a really cool, addition, but unfortunately missed opportunity there, you know, for Crystal Dynamics and everything. But I mean, overall, I'm happy at least they took the route of, you know, giving, you know, Peter like the invisible, you know, wall or invisible sky rather to swing from. It's just rather disappointing that the higher you go, you literally just mess up your momentum by hitting the, you know, the invisible wall. Like the higher you go, that's man, come on, you know, like, anyway, like you mentioned though, Insomniac really set a high bar with their Spider-Man and everything, but either way, I'm really excited to check out this particular iteration of the character and see what else he's capable of doing. One thing I will say though, his ultimate heroic ability, the Wrecking Ball, I mean, for me personally, a little bit underwhelming, you know. Some of the other Avengers have like really mind-blowing, you know, ultimate heroics, like Black Panther, you know, summoning Bast and everything, you know, it's pretty cool. Thor's Bifrost is really awesome as well, and everything, but I don't know, man. Spidey's, it's really not hitting for me. Like, it needs a little bit more oomph, if you get what I mean. The Spidey drone and the web bombs, those other heroic abilities that he has are pretty cool. Those ones I don't mind, but it's kind of disappointing that his heroic ability like really doesn't hit for me as much as I wanted to. But anyway, that's basically just my thoughts, guys. We'll get more information, I guess, on November 29th at the War Table, and then the character will be dropping the next day on November 30th, and we'll get a chance to test him out. Really disappointing, you know, that we won't get like an expansion story with Peter and everything like that, but you know, I guess it is what it is, man. But let me know what your thoughts are down below in regards to the character. What did you think about this hands-on preview? And I guess we'll take it from there. Anyway, guys, if you enjoyed my reaction, please do me a favor and subscribe to the channel if you're new. It really does help out a lot. Also, give the video a thumbs up for the hype of Spider-Man coming to Marvel's Avengers on November 30th. I'd really appreciate that. Hit the notification bell so you don't miss out on any of my future reaction videos, live streams, or walkthroughs. Follow me on all my social media, Twitter and Instagram. Links will be down below in the description. Shout out to my Patreons right here on screen. You can become a Patreon yourself by clicking the link in the description down below to support your boy, and you'll always get a shout out in every single one of my videos. But until then, guys, please do me a favor, take care of each other, peace out, and I'll see you guys next time.
Spider-Man! We'll keep working on it, bud. PlayStation